right. So, two planes leave an airport at the same time. The first flies east at 300 miles per hour, and the second flies south at 400 miles per hour. So, east is to the right, and south is downward. So, I drew this diagram, this being the airport. This is the first plane going 300 miles per hour, and the other plane that's going 400 miles per hour. It's asking for how fast are they flying apart after 3 hours. So it's asking, what is the speed of this hypotenuse? The hypotenuse pretty much is the distance of them being apart, and the miles per hour is how fast they are being apart. So our answer should be in miles per hour. So it's asking for after 3 hours. So we want to stop the flight path of these planes after 3 hours. What is the rate of them spreading apart at 3 hours? So if we stop their flight after 3 hours, the first plane is going to be 900 miles away from the airport, and the second plane that is moving south is going to be 1,200 miles away from the airport. So, using Pythagorean theorem, you can also find the distance of how far apart they are after 3 hours. So then we're going to take this information and write out Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and we're going to take the derivative of that equation. So you're going to get 2a dA over dt, which is in respect to time, plus 2b dB over dt equals 2c dC over dt. What is this saying? It's saying 2 times the distance of A, well, let's say this is A, 2 times the distance of A times the rate of A in respect to time, distance of A to in respect to time. So that would be the 300 miles per hour. And then 2B, let's say this length is B, 2B and then at the rate, multiplied by the rate of B, which is 400. And then 2C, the hypotenuse would be C, and so C's value would be 1500, B's value would be 1200, A value would be 900, and then dA over dt is 300, dB over dt is 400, and we are trying to solve the rate of C. So we're trying to solve for dC over dt. And if you do the calculations, probably in your calculator, you should get 500. 500 miles per hour. Now, make sure you understand what that means. It's saying that these two planes are traveling away from each other at a rate of 500 miles per hour. That also makes sense because if you remember back in algebra, the right triangle 4, 3, 5, this is pretty much the same thing. It would be traveling at 500 miles per hour because it's proportional to that triangle. All right, thank you.